the hot topics that we deal with probably at least 5 times a week are women, particularly women, that get catfished. Okay? Catfishing is probably that, and I need to get remote text messages from a phone are probably the 2 most prevalent scams that we get calls about. And I always tell women, please never give money to anybody that you don't know, that you've never met, that you've only been having a dialogue with, you've never even seen. Always do a background check on these people. I don't care if you go to a dating site and they say they do it. You need an independent person, an independent company to do that for you, a legitimate company. These, internet background companies are good for research and preliminary things, but when you really need to know if this is the right person who you're talking to, and you have to understand, these people steal other people's identity. So it does look and appear that this is your person you're talking to.
Dr. Phil has made his living is on this catfishing stuff. I had a client the other day, she's 70 years old. Her husband had just passed away. Some guy connected with her on Facebook. She's fallen for him. $250,000 later, she cannot tell a soul. She's crying to me on the phone. She has no money left. She doesn't know what to do. And this guy he's not real. We ran a background. He doesn't even show up. And she's
never seen him.
Never seen him. Never.
I don't think they've ever even talked on the phone. It's all been through text messages and Facebook. And I know that sounds probably crazy to a lot of you. Like, how could anybody do that? You would be surprised. You've got lonely people that are widowed and, people that are divorced.
Or the lady in Virginia had a 42-year-old lady call me. She met some guy, reached out to her, again on Facebook, and she's a very successful commercial real estate, so she makes great money. Well, all money is great, but she makes a lot of money. He started talking to her about digital currency. Next thing she knows, she's out $500,000, and she's calling us to do a background to see if this guy's legit.
After that,
after the fact.
I'm just telling everybody, do not give money to anybody. And if you think it's a legit person and you generally like them, you need to FaceTime them, and not without any excuses. You need to see a passport. You need to meet them in person in a public place. You need to get a license plate. You need to get a driver's license. Let them know you're going to be doing a background check. It's nothing impersonal about that. There's nothing rude about that. You need to tell them that this is about my own safety, and before I reveal any information, I need to know this information. I'd like to meet with you. If they want to meet, do it in a public place. But usually the catfishers will never meet you. They'll never even see you because they make sure that they have an excuse of why they can't FaceTime you, why they can't meet you, or they let you know that they're in a foreign country, they can't get back, they've confiscated their passport. Usually they're in the military or they're ex-oil people that are trying their contracts. So it's the same story over and over, just different names.
We had a gentleman that's married here in Houston, and some girl reached out to him, and for some unforsaken reason, he started having conversations with her. And, they were going to meet and something would happen with her kids, and they were going to meet and something would happen with her job, or she had to go out of town. Always excuses. He was out $175,000. He said he had a driver's license. Well, you could tell that the picture had been transposed onto someone else's driver's license. It was bigger than the spot on the driver's license. And I kept telling him, sir, this woman does not exist. She's not real. And he said, yes, she is. I'm out all this money. I know she is. And he wanted, after I told him that he's being catfished, then he starts calling me every day that he wants to know where she is and do surveillance, put more money into it so that he can sue her. This person doesn't even exist.
The person that exists is usually in Nigeria with a Google number and has a whole network of, that's all they do is find these gullible individuals, these lonely people that they take advantage of. And it is so prevalent, and it's heartbreaking. The amount of money that people give to other people. I've never even met these people. Never even seen them.
They always want gift cards. It's not done through cash
or Bitcoin, maybe
or
that's the other.
Bitcoin,
It's
yeah.
always through not legit, wires. It's always done in a different way, so that can't be traced. And so, first of all, you shouldn't be talking money. Nobody should be giving money to anybody unless you're in a relationship, a real relationship, not a fake relationship with these people. I just had a client that fell for an influencer, and he believed that this influencer was talking to him and corresponding with him on Messenger and TikTok and what's the other one that they use? The Snapchat, and he was determined to think that he was in love with her and she was in love with him, to the point that we traced her back here to Houston, and he flew in and he hired us to do surveillance to see if that indeed was the person. We did a background check. It was the person. So after we did the research, though, on this person, we found that there was 47 other people posing as her on different sites, using her
beside her picture,
and just talking to all different people and saying all different things. And that's a scary thing out there with all of the social media and AI, all of the things that can be done. You just need to really be careful, protect yourself. Do not give anybody money. Do not give them your personal information.
Do your research.
Call us to at least make sure and legitimize who these people are before you start getting yourself involved. Especially even dating sites. All of these dating sites, you need to be really careful. These are how most of these people are meeting people. Match.com. What are the other ones out there? There's lots of them. Bumble. Just anything and all of them. Just be very, very careful.
It's a great opportunity for these criminals, which they are, to
exploit
yeah. And find gullible people that are desperate for someone to love them. And I think that's gotten worse since COVID.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And you're how much $300 to $500 is going to let you know whether this person is a real individual versus the $50,000 that you've just given them
or more.
Right. And it's very sad. You could have saved yourself a lot of money, heartache,
time.
Yeah, and I mean depleting people's savings, and this goes on to not just catfishing but exploitation of the elderly. We've got lots of young adults, I say, our age, worried about their parents who are in their 80s and 90s who are widowed, and they meet somebody and they've never even met this person. They're in a nursing home or a facility, a retirement community, and they meet these people. Wherever they meet them, and they're 20, 30 years younger than this person, and suddenly there has a girlfriend, and the kids don't even know who this is. Next thing you know, they're engaged. There are gypsies out there and people that prey upon other people, and it's so sad. And so we've got tons of clients or kids, family members calling us concerned, saying, I need a background check, I need surveillance, I need to know who these people are, I need to know who my dad has seen. My dad's 90 years old, lives in Florida, and we see him 2 months, 2 months out of the year, and next thing you know, he's engaged, and we don't even know who this person is, and then they get him to change the will. So, you talk about needing control over your power of attorney of your parents and making sure that your inheritance is safe, because guess what? It's going to someone else if you don't keep an eye on it, and we all love our parents. They took care of us. It's time we take care of them, and it's hard as they get older, because do they get stubborn, as in my dad. But anyway, God love him. But they do get stubborn, and they want you to butt out. They don't want you to be in their business, but you have to make sure, because it's protecting you as well as them. So people unfortunately are out there, and they take advantage of people in every way. So
and it's become an art.
It's
an art, and they're getting better and better and better at it.
More sophisticated. Harder to.
AI is playing into that now. You just never know. Yeah. And the little bit of money that a background check would be with a private investigator is nothing compared to what is potentially could be lost.
And these backgrounds are different than on the internet. We're tied into law enforcement and the credit bureau. It's accurate information. It's date of birth, social. email addresses, addresses, relatives,
Criminal
vehicles,
history.
property, if they have any liens, if they have any bankruptcies,
Criminal history.
yeah. So ours are very, very detailed. So this is, I have people call, I already did a background check for $49.99 on the internet. Well, sir, that you get what you pay for. So, that's not the whole picture. So it's a great start. Don't get me wrong. If you're doing your own research and you want to find out, but you need to call us when you really need accuracy and to know one way or another. So, that's why we're here. We're here to help you. Anybody and everybody. A lot of the calls we get are friends calling for friends because maybe that person is worried that they're being bugged in the house or the car, and not just paranoia, but the husband's made them feel, or the wife has made them feel that they can't even talk in their own house. Go get a burner phone if you feel that way. Burner phone, that word that, but a lot of people have them intentionally. But when we do surveillance, if they do feel like their phones are compromised, or husband has access, or they have recordings,
passwords,
all that kind of stuff, then go and get a phone at your own. We have many clients that don't feel comfortable because they feel like their husband or wife is monitoring their calls or their emails. So Mindy will advise them, you need to set up a new email address. You need to go get a new phone temporarily so that you can feel comfortable talking with us and
change your
texting back
passwords.
Yep, change your passwords. So there's a fine art. What we kind of have a kind of procedures that we tell these clients how to act, what steps to do to make this successful, to get what they need, and they are so appreciative after we get what they need. Just emotionally, mentally. There's just so much weight lifted off them. For their children also, a lot of clients call us and say, well, I talked to my attorney and surveillance, finding out if they're cheating or getting evidence isn't gonna, help me one way or another. Okay, wrong. What the attorney doesn't tell you is because they want you to spend more money with them fighting it out in mediation and that kind of thing. What we provide is the leverage for you to be able to go in and negotiate what you need. Because number one, husband is not going to want to be embarrassed. Number two, or wife, they don't want to bring anybody else into it if you've found out who the paramour is. And that poor paramour maybe works with them or is associated with them somehow that they're not even supposed to be associated with. So they usually, when you do have that evidence and you utilize that, they'll say, okay, whatever you want. And that's what you're hiring us for, is that leverage to get what you need, peace of mind, financially, emotionally, child custody wise. So it does matter, and it does. Attorneys are not going to always tell you that because they want you to pay them 5 times as much to argue about it versus getting what you need and handing it to them. So they don't have to argue about it. It's cut and dry. That's on the dotted line. Usually how much? Usually they'll say, okay, you win, let's do an agreement. We'll agree and they go their separate ways. So
we like to say that evidence is priceless.
Absolutely. Evidence is priceless.
Can't put a
And if you're sneaking, we're peeking.
That's right.
So that's our little motto. So you never know. You better be looking. And most people don't ever look, never think. How many times have you driven? You never look through your rearview mirror. Most people don't.
Or in the car next to you. Like people don't. They're too busy looking at their phones.
Yeah, oblivious. So you'd be surprised. At a bar. Mindy and I.
Cell phone.
Yeah, so
taking selfies.
Selfies,
but we're not. We're taking videos of you.
That's right. You cheating. So, it just you can utilize a private investigator for pretty much anything one needs. We have a lot of clients that just want to check on their parents, check on their kids. Where are my kids going when I drop them off? So we have a lot of adolescent surveillance that we do. Wellness checks. I haven't talked to my brother and sister. We got in a big fight. I just want to make sure they're okay. We haven't talked to them in years. I want to know how my mom, his dad is doing. For whatever situation.
We had a situation yesterday. A client called us. It's probably been 8 months ago, and she had issues. You could tell. And she felt like that people were following her and that he was an ex-boyfriend and he's still stalking her and yada yada. He just went on and on and on. and she couldn't afford it because she couldn't keep a job, because every job she like got a little crazier on, so she couldn't keep a job. So her friend paid for it, and she's gone radio silent on us, like nothing ever happened. I did recommend to a women's shelter, and she did, and she's getting help. But then yesterday, the lady that paid for the services said, I know that, you know, she's not going to be using you now, but can I use you? I've lost my brother and I can't find him.
Yeah,
and so she spent the money with us. I mean, the money we've had, we helped her find her brother yesterday.
And why hire a private investigator? Number one, police don't have time to deal with civil issues. So you call us for anything and everything. They don't care whether you think that you're cyber stalked. They don't care whether you think that you're being followed. If somebody obviously is threatening you with bodily harm, that's a different story. That's stalking. But if you do feel like you're being followed, people will hire us to do what's called a counter surveillance, where we will do surveillance on them to make sure that nobody is actually following them. Because there are, yes, crazy exes that are out there stalking and harassing, and you know, it gets to the point where, you know, it is considered a criminal offense. So you have to document it, though. You know, text messages, all of those things, exploitation. I just had a good friend of mine call me, a mother, devastated because an ex-boyfriend got a hold of her social media, got a hold of her, I guess, she said hacked into her profile, her Apple ID information, hacked in and sent out nude pictures across the internet. Sexual pictures of her.
Gosh.
Devastated. And this person has a very influential job. I mean, that is a criminal offense, and we were trying to prove that now, but the police, it's just, police don't have time for that. We all know that in this day and age. It's about violent crime. It's about criminal stuff, you know, with the police, violent criminal stuff. So any of these issues, whether you think you're being stalked, followed, cyber bullied, it's very real, and it's very hurtful, and it's very devastating, and it can ruin careers. And so, you know, we will do what we can. That's not our forte. We do have somebody that does work with us, who's a forensic investigator, that does, you know, can try to trace IP addresses and those kind of things. That's not something that we do very much, or we refer that. But it is real, and we get a lot of those requests, you know, that people think, you know, and that makes them go crazy because they you know, you do have someone stalking them or trying to harass them, or they've broken up with them and they want to get back with them, retaliation type things. So, you know, I would just say, just be careful, do background checks, make us your first call. You know, talking to us, we don't charge anything for a consultation, so call us. Mindy's great. She loves to talk on the phone. She's very compassionate. Mindy is amazing. People love her. You'll see when you go into our reviews, it's Mindy, Ava, Kathy, hopefully, of good reviews. You know, we pride ourselves on that nationwide. We try to help everybody and do the best job we can.
And if we can't, we try to help you find someone who can help you.
Or give you remedies, you know, we don't mind sharing ideas and tips of things that you can do on your own if you can't afford the service. But again, we try to help you be able to afford the things that you maybe this is necessary for your kids' future, you know, for your peace of mind. So
your safety.
And the evidence, like she says, is priceless for peace of mind. You should want to pay anything for that. So, you know, we're here to help you. And again, you can email us anytime. It's kgriff@kgriff.com. It's KGRIFF as in Frank, kgriff@kgriff.com. Go to our website. Feel free to call. 24/7, so it rolls over to my cell phone if I'm not here. And I don't mind calling, you know, talking to you on the phone and just giving advice or helping, whatever I can do to help you. And you can refer us. You know, most of our calls are referrals from other people that we've helped, and we've been doing this a long time, 35 years. So we've got attorneys and individuals, corporations. You know, we had a gentleman that owns a driving school that for autistic in Florida. He owns an autistic driving school for kids whose parents. He works with them to help them get driver's license. You know, and it's kind of a special training. And he had 2 ex-employees that basically took his model and went in direct competition with him and basically took his clients and took the clientele. So yes, we're doing surveillance on that coming up next week.
We just did a case where y'all went to the.
We had a copyright infringement case where the people were going to a trade show here, and they had stolen a idea and copied it, and were showing it at the trade show, and even had materials from the other company, and basically said that the other company, the originator, stole it from them. And so we got all of that. We had to go undercover, Debbie and I. We had to go undercover, and we got all the video. The guy talking to us live. And
he poured his guts out.
Yeah, he told us. We didn't even have to ask any questions. He told us everything we needed to know. So, a lot of times people, and of course, being a woman, they're going to tell us everything, right? So it helps. So I would just say, definitely call us. Anything you need. If you have a friend that is in need, if they know something's going on with a spouse and they're afraid to call, or they feel guilty, there's no reason to feel guilty. I tell all my clients that call, if there's nothing going on, peace of mind. And if there is, then you were right. So there's nothing, nobody's going to find out anything. So there's no reason for you to feel bad that you picked up the phone to call. It's your right to do that. We're licensed in every state. We have investigators that are licensed in every state for us. So you need a professional that knows what they're doing, that can testify if you need to, that can get you the evidence. And that's who we are, Kgriff Investigations. We've been doing it a long time, and I think our reviews will show that.
And we're here to help.
Yeah, so thanks for listening and joining. And if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. If you need to get in touch with us, you can call our offices at 713-526-7711. For those of you out of town or out of state, 1-800-454-7433. Our website, if you need to go to it, is Kgriff at kgriff.com. And again, my company is Kgriff Investigations and Civil Processing, and we look forward to hearing from you.